Congratulations.
All right. Hello, my name is G.J. Caxton, and I'm an employee of the Student Involvement Center. And I'm with Natan, Stephen Mallory the first, the GOAT of the Student Center. So, as he is our former employee. He has recently graduated, and now we're here to talk to him about life post grad and a few other things. So let us get into it. Natan, my friend, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well, Jide. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Uh, I,
What's
Go ahead. My apologies.
sorry? What's going on? How's life, man?
Life is well seasoned. Let's say, it's got a lot of different things keeping it spicy. Um, hints of quarantine, hints of um, just political aspects in my timeline, things like that. I've tried to remain healthy, during these times and also try and not be bored. So doing things like, just editing a few videos just for the enjoyment of doing it, or, spending time with my family, or even random stuff like yesterday, I power washed the driveway. So, I'm keeping things spicy myself.
Mm, okay. Power washing the driveway. I wouldn't think of you doing that, but crazy things crazy things have happened.
Indeed, it's 2020.
Boy, you telling me. But anyway, so how's it feel to be a graduate? How like what are your plans now that you've graduated?
Okay. Well, being a graduate, it felt great, right? Being able to be like, yeah, no more essays, like I'm done. I turned in my last assignment. I jumped out of the chair, literally for joy. So it felt great. And I think the actual feeling of completion came in yesterday because I got my diploma mailed in yesterday. So I opened that up and I finally had that certificate, that piece of paper to get me places. So I felt pretty good after actually getting the diploma. Um After so post grad plans, so I, kind of on the low hush hush. I did an interview, and so I'm waiting for that to come back. Until then, I plan to just edit videos, just make time to edit videos, either for myself or for other people, just while I'm waiting to get feedback or waiting to hear like the results of the interview.
All right, nice, man. My orientation leader graduated. I'm so proud of you, bro.
Thank you. Yeah, time flies, actually.
It really does. Feels just like yesterday. I was wearing a hoodie. Super hot outside. But now I'm still wearing a hoodie and it's still hot outside.
Well, we're
Some
inside.
things don't change. Some things don't change.
The location changed. We inside. We got AC inside, keeping us cool.
Right. All right. So I know you're a big fan of The Flash, the TV show. Let me ask you a question. What did you think about season 6?
Um, I thought it was I thought it was different. Let's start off with that. I thought it was very different from the usual pacing of the show, kind of like the theme of the show. Um, are we allowed to do like spoiler alerts or no?
If they haven't watched, it's been over since like what, May?
You oh how about this? I'll keep it because I know I don't like spoilers and I'll be behind, like a year sometime. So I'll try to be general. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, okay, so I think season 6 it definitely had different pacing. I mean, it had a lot with the recent collab, like the crossover. So it
Right.
had some things to implement from that. So I think that also kind of contributed to why it was so different, let's say. Um, I thought I thought that we had great time or a little bit more time this season to really focus on the characters themselves and kind of their developments. So I don't think it was as focused on like, hey, let's get some action over and over and over. It was more focused on, hey, here's a story for us to follow. And I think I understand fans have said like maybe they didn't like this season as much, or it might have been too different. But I think the creators of the Flash were very bold and brave for going outside their comfort zone. Let's say.
It's a good analysis. Most people like me would just say, "Hey, man, it was different. I didn't like it."
Yeah, yeah. It's I I like giving kind of like in-depth analysis, sissies, right? Sure, let's go with that. And then specifically the Flash, like in past seasons, sometimes I'll just either say like yay or nay. But this season, I think had more adjustments to it. I think in the past, it'll be every once in a while, like, hey, let's throw up some character development, or like, hey, let's throw up this detail or this detail. But this season, I think they took a lot of thought and time to really say, hey, let's really try and change it up this season, whether it's a hit or miss. Like, let's go for it.
Right. And the show's not returning until 2021 January. So I think because of this whole pandemic, I think more people are gonna have time to appreciate this season more, because when we look at the Flash, like from season, especially like season 2, after the Flashpoint thing, we saw all action, we saw Saboteur, we saw all these different villains, and in this season it was like you and I both know, it started off very, very slow, like to the point where I stopped watching for a couple weeks. So like, I
Yeah.
just wanted to wait for the crossover. But like
Um,
I think I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, I was just gonna say, I know some people haven't seen even the crossover or like watched all of the crossover, let's say. And what if someone hasn't even seen the crossover and or hasn't like started the Flash like season 6, what I would recommend is go knock out the crossover, right? I think it's still up on CW. I checked the other day. It's still up there. Knock out the crossover and maybe save season 6 until season 7 starts. Because I feel like whatever they're gonna do, maybe they'll change it up again, like drastically in season 7, and you'll be able to say, all right, season 6, whether you like it or not, here was season 6. Now let's try out season 7 and just see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's actually a good idea. I'm just personally, I just want to skip to 2021 and watch my shows, but COVID, man.
Oh,
So
COVID-19.
it's crazy. But speaking of seasons, Rick and Morty came back this year. I want to know your thoughts on season 4.
Oh, okay. I think with Rick and Morty, it's kind of a similar analysis where it was very different. Um, I'm gonna give a spoiler alert. If you haven't seen Rick and Morty, I feel like that's a different type of vibe. So if you haven't seen that one, go go watch it. Or cut this, go watch it, then come back. So spoiler alert. Um, I'm gonna jump straight. I'm gonna start by hitting the end and say, wow, did that hurt my heart? I didn't know what was going on in the episode. You've got multiple Beths. You've got Rick just kind of like being defeated, both physically, mentally, and emotionally, like for the episode. And it's crazy because, not only do you have him against Bird Person, in the very end, and he's getting whooped. I mean, annihilated.
Oh, can I correct you real quick? It's Phoenix Person now.
Oh, my apologies. You're right. You dang right. That's what I'm talking about. We changing stuff up even to the final episode. Phoenix Person. So battling one on one with Phoenix Person. I'm like, all right, Rick is just kind of entertaining this because this is his friend and everything. But no, he got whooped, like he got beat, and about to come to the point of dying. When Jerry had to step up. That's how you know Rick is in trouble. Um, you got that, and then that's like the physical aspect. Then you get to the emotional and mental defeats where you have Rick's like admitting that he's a bad dad. And even, a little bit deeper is almost like a bad person because all of his loved ones in the house just like abandon him, have want nothing to do with him really. And the last person he has is Phoenix person. And that's like his one of his best friends that now he has to try and build back together just so he has somebody. So I think really the whole season I'll say was great in terms of like giving us more of a realistic view of Rick. You know what I'm saying? More of like something I could say, okay, this is like a real person, even though it's a cartoon. You know, for him to be upset, I think, yeah, that was the season. Be upset about a toilet. But then, it flips to like, hey, this was someone, he wanted some sort of connection with, I guess. And then, he's just there beating himself up. I mean, it gets kind of sadder and sadder, even though there are jokes and action and entertainment, which is great. But I think it was great and also a bold move for them to make Rick more vulnerable this season. So I liked it.
I like that analysis. I would say the last episode. I like the way it sets up for season 5. That's really all I'm gonna say about it. Because you already what you said was most of it is my thoughts.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. This season, like you said, this season was different, and I think I enjoyed it a little bit more because it was darker, but like it was still Rick and Morty. You know what I mean? So if they changed like the dynamics, I mean they changed the dynamics between Rick and Morty, but like you knew exactly what you knew was gonna happen the season prior. So they even said it. It's gonna be more like it's gonna be more like season 1 with more family. Yeah, so they're more focused on their family instead of just these adventures that they go on. There's more. You got to take into account Jerry's feelings now. Sucks, but we all need to care about Jerry sometimes.
That's uh, maybe. Really, I think the only person you gotta care about is Summer's feelings. Jerry, he can be pushed to the side. Beth, she's working it out, I guess. Summer might be struggling the most. Morty, he's long gone, but he's okay with it. Rick, Rick is, I think, almost unhelpable, until it got to the realization that like he didn't care which daughter he had really at the house. Before that, pretty much unhelpable.
I think I don't think he's unhelpable, but there's no one who has the same intellect that can help him
Mhm.
because he knows he's smarter than people, which is his arrogance, and then he's also self-aware of that arrogance. So it's like it's hard for him to balance that. So until he finds someone who's actually like intellectually there at his level, he's unhelpable. But I don't think he's truly unhelpable.
That's
Just take someone. Yeah, he needs someone either smarter or at his level of into his intellect level for it to actually see some results if he was to get help.
I Now I know you're interviewing me, but I have a question. Just humor me. If if it would have continued a fight, or even if they would have restarted a fight between Rick and the Beth that was in space, right? Who do you think would have won?
Oh man, I feel like Beth would have won because she's smart, but she also knows how to be stupid because of Jerry. I'm not bashing Jerry, but like she has two different perspectives.
Mhm.
Rick is only smart. He doesn't have he lives with Jerry, but he doesn't have a real connection to Jerry other than his grandkids.
I like it.
So
Yeah, I agree. I think I mean, Beth almost really had him, to be honest. She just showed mercy, so I think she would have won.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That I mean, it could go either way, but I would put my money on Beth.
I'm down. I put my money same place on Beth, especially. I think for me, even I think Rake said she's at like a point that he used to be at, and she's even replaced him. I think as like most wanted in the galaxy or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's almost. It's almost like you know how sometimes in comics or really anything, you'll have like a parent that has superpowers, but their kid eventually like learns to use those powers even better. So eventually, like they pass them.
Right. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. The funniest thing about that episode, the bug who couldn't remember her name, that was the funniest. He's like, I mean, what is it? It's Beth Smith.
Yeah,
Like,
man, what
like
a I enjoyed it.
it was a all around it was a good season. I can't wait for season 5, but at the same time, I'm not gonna rush him because have you seen the show from Justin Roiland, Solar Opposites?
I have not. I still need to watch it. The first step is getting Hulu. The second step is watching it.
I got you on the Hulu, bro. But
Appreciate-
but yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Don't expect Rick and Morty from it. Like it's the same person who's writing, who's voicing the characters, but it's a different premise. So I think that's part of the reason I didn't like it at first, and the reason some others don't like it because they expected Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
So that is the one thing I will say about that show. Don't go in there expecting Rick and Morty.
Okay. I think even the way, it was kind of advertised, everyone was thinking, hey, this is Rick and Morty, but like a alien version.
Right. That's not what it is. And I feel like if someone didn't watch Rick and Morty, they would really appreciate that show. But because people expect Rick and Morty, it's hard for them to get over. Oh, I hear the voice. Why are they acting like these other characters?
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, if you got me with the hookup, I'll cut on the Hulu.
Hey, I got you on that though, for real. Now, everybody on campus knows you. You were you were on the website for a good 4 years. Even before I
Yeah.
got there, I bet you were on the website. You were an RA in the student housing. But
Hmm.
most importantly, a lot of people know you from the game room. So let me ask you, what was your favorite moment in the game room, or your favorite moments?
Oh wow. Um okay. I think yeah, I don't think I have just one because there are so many moments that matter to me. I think one of my favorite moments was definitely when Pokemon Go was kind of like at its prime. There would be like a group of guys that would all come to the game room, which would be great because they were all level like 30 plus, right? Meanwhile, I was just getting started, so I was at like a solid 10. And so they would do like the heavy lifting for me and would have like one space, and I would just boom, I'm in a raid with them, and I got a shot at like these mythical creatures. So that was always fun because everyone was there, or like the groups that would come there were like really mini communities that I like talking to and hanging out with. Um, Another one of my favorite moments was mainly like activity, kind of like the Pokemon Go thing, which was ping pong. I love coming to the game room, whether I loved coming to the game room when I was off shift, yeah, and playing ping pong. I come in when I was higher, like at my prime, playing ping pong with people. Then I went into retirement, and then people got better. You know, they kept training while I was just kicking back, and now I could just defend myself instead of, play offense and defense. So, but that was definitely one of my favorites. It would be between ping pong and even a little bit earlier than that. When I like first started, it was air hockey. Like I'd be killing it in air hockey. Fingers be, bang. I don't want to do too much because we're not gang affiliated. But playing ping pong or air hockey. But I think I liked playing ping pong more. Like, having crowds on the sides and everything like that, like it getting really intense. I I remember one time I was just sweating before class. I went to class and you could see sweat through my shirt just because I had been playing for like an hour. So it definitely those are some of my favorite moments in the game.
So is it safe to assume that you miss ping pong the most?
I think it's pretty safe. I was in the game room, but I'm not too much of a video game player overall, I'll say. So especially in the game room. So like I played, PS4, I can't dodge that. Um, but other than a few games like on PS4, it would mainly be just me playing ping pong or air hockey.
All right. I feel that because me and you, ping pong late nights before club.
Hey, yeah.
But and then I have one more question. We've been asking, like me and Flynn, we've been asking people if you can make one change to the game room, what would it be? So now I have to ask you.
Okay. If I could make one change to the game room, are there any limitations?
Not no limitations at all.
If I could make one change.
Don't put a dragon in there, but
Dang, not Rick and Morty references. Um, let's see. It'd be one of these two, right? I think yeah. It would either be the walls, like I'd replace the walls with gaming screens. So like, you could play like on the wall. So the whole wall is just a screen. So there's different stations, like
okay.
PS4 stuff like that. But the whole game room is literally a game room. So either that or not as exciting, but I think still pretty solid. I'd replace all the chairs with gaming chairs.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I don't know who's gonna be watching this, but if hey, take notes.
It has my endorsement, if anything.
Take notes, please. Man, it is going to be weird without seeing you in the student center
Wow.
or on campus in general.
Sheesh.
Oh
Uh,
man.
yeah, all the people I helped during orientation, all of my game room people, all of my people in housing. Wow. Yeah. I guess it didn't hit me till you just said it like that.
Sorry. I don't know what I'm gonna say here.
Nah, it's fine. I'll try and visit. I always got a picture on the third floor if anything. You know what I'm saying? I'll be there. Yeah. There will always be like a piece somewhere in GGC.
Or sometimes we just look at the website. There it is.
Right.
But thank you for taking the time to talk to me. Once again, I'm proud of you, bro. I'm glad you graduated. I'm glad you were my orientation leader. I'm glad you were really one of my closest friends.
Wow, just right for the heart, huh? I appreciate it. Thank you. Jeez.
Man, all right, man. You have a good day.
All right, you too. Stay safe.
You too, man. Woo.